What's up, y'all? Today I wanted to start a new series out that I'm going to be calling Synth Speedrun, where I just speedrun through a synth or a VST. In this case, it's going to be multiband delay. Okay, and so how I think I'm going to do these is I'm going to spend the first minute just doing the fastest run through of the features and the coolest parts of the plugin, and then we'll kind of slow it down and I'll explain the whole plugin, piece by piece, section by section. So with that being said, let me go ahead and get a minute on the clock and I'm going to start talking real fast. Ready, set, go. Okay, so for the multiband delay is a multiband delay plugin. Basically, the way that this works is each of these slices is going to represent a separate part of the spectrum. As you turn the scale knob up, the lengths here, which are represented by the blue lines, scale to be the actual length of the maximum value, which is the blue lines here. If you turn it to the left, it does the opposite shape. There is also the feedback knob, which turns up the number of delays, right? These two work in tandem. There's also a morph knob, so if you have different sections set out in your banks here, this can morph between those. There is also this little section down here, which is different modes. So gentle is really gentle, kind of like low sloping bands, whereas steep, as you can see here, gets sharper. If I kind of turn it up, it gets a little sharper. Then linear phase is the most sharp. Then there is also a volume and pan section where you can kind of shape the tone of your sound. So hopefully that's a good explanation. I've tried to record this a bunch of times. It's hard to do that live. And so from there, I'm going to slow down a little bit, but I'm going to still go pretty quick. We're just going to be going through the technical aspects, like how the interface works, what each of the knobs does, and just kind of give you an understanding of what's going on in here and how you can use it. And then I will do a separate tutorial on like tips, tricks, like how I use this to get cool sounds. And then lastly, I'm going to give this plugin a grade at the end of the video, so stick around for that. So going top to bottom, I'll go ahead and show you first of all. This is the dry sound that I'm going to be sending through this delay. And then once I turn it on, it doesn't sound like anything's happening. And that's because the scale knob is really the most important, I would say, knob in this plugin. And as you turn it up, as you can see, my delays are getting longer towards the high end. So I just want to spend a little bit talking about how this top section works. So there's a couple different things that happen here. First of all, you have a way where you can solo your bands out. And I'm going to turn this to steep mode so you get a better idea of what's happening. And just turn off most of the bands. For some reason, there's a glitch where it only works once you change the scale knob. But as you can see there, now that I only have a couple of the bands on, it's only doing delays for those. And there's separate ones for each of these. So the volume has a separate mute section. They all have a separate mute section. Next thing that we have here is a lock mode, which is useful if you have your bands where you know you want them set. You can turn lock on so that you can change other bands without affecting the bands that you already have set. Now the next thing I'll talk about is how you can get different shapes in here. So there's 3 different modes. There's curve mode, which just means that the band you're clicking is going to kind of curvily affect the bands around it, right? There's linear mode where you can draw lines. So you can do like a short line of 2, or you could do like a whole line like that, or like this. And then there's pencil mode, so you're just doing the band that you're on. So you can do it to do individual bands, or you can kind of like scrabble across here and get just interesting bands really quickly. So then next, if you are in any of the modes and you decide you want to pencil mode it, you can just use the scroll wheel on your mouse to do that, and it's not going to affect other bands. As you can see, I'm in curve mode here. Next, I'm just going to kind of roll across the bottom here and show the banks are just separate banks that you can set for each of these different sets here. So we have a panning bank. They're different for each of those, right? And then a volume bank, which is different for each of those. And they're not, they're all independent. The delay, the volume, and the panning can be set separately for each. So you can get really cool presets if you just draw some shapes and save your shapes in there. Then there is a couple nice little features in here. So we have random curve, which just does you a random curve. And then you can reset it with that if you want to reset it. And you would have to go in and reset each of these if you want it to be the original, band that it starts out as. So this one is volume all the way up when it's reset. This one's pan in the center. And this one is like low to high. So then the next thing that we have here is interpolate 1 to 8. And so what that does is it excludes all of the wavetable, all of the bank numbers here except 1 and 8. So like, let's say we have a curve like this on 1 and a curve like this on 8. And let me change a couple of these in here just to be specifically weird. So we have one that kind of goes sloping downwards, one that's just kind of weird. And then let's say in the middle we have, you know, a couple of these, they're all really random. But what that's going to do, if it's 1 to 8, it only goes from bank 1, and I'll show that one more time just so you know. So bank 1, bank 8. As you can see, the morphs are pretty crazy going between there. But it's just going to take banks 2 through 7 and make them different slices of a morph that goes from 1 to 8, if that makes sense. So it's ignoring all these middle ones and changing them to be like a middle point between these two. I'm assuming that's going to be pretty good for sound design. Then we have 3 down here, and I don't know what the semitone steps does. It's not in the manual. The wave visualization just determines, do you want to see the delays that happen based off it? So if we turn the feedback up, right? Do you want to see all that stuff that's happening? And then the resulting delays visualization is actually the blue line there. As you can see, like when I turn my scale, you can't see it. Once I turn it on, then you can see what's going on with the scaling there. And then lastly, before I move to this next section, as you can see, like when I click in a different bank, it changes my morph position's, you know, knob. But wherever the morph position is at is what's going to play. So even if I'm in bank 1 that looks like this, which is no delay, even with the scale knob turned up. But I'm, you know, if morph is set to 1, even though I'm looking at 8, which is like that sharp line, the morph is what controls what's playing. You can kind of just look at the different ones at the same time. So that's how the morph knob functions. And as you click on the different ones, it changes the position of the morph knob to that particular bank. So then the next thing that we have going on here is this section. So gentle is, as you can see, like really gentle bands to the point where like if you mute all of these different bands, and if I change the scale a little bit, that's just the high band, but as you can see, it's so much of the spectrum is being used. So then if I change it to steep, well, let me move it to the middle so you can hear it a little better. I have to change the scale again. I do hope they fix that pretty quickly. So it's just going to be that band with the steep. And then if I change it to gentle mode, it's quite a bit of the spectrum. So it's like a really, really gentle versus steep where it's pretty sharp. And then linear phase is super sharp. And it's also quite a bit cleaner, but it does introduce like 34 seconds. As you can see, the PDC delay down here that I'm in the mixer that I'm showing is up. If you look right here, it's at 34 milliseconds, which is really long. Like a lot of plugins will introduce like 20 milliseconds just as a default, like some of the FabFilter stuff. 34 seconds is enough that if you have this on in like a project that you have a bunch of stuff going on, it's going to make your project sound weird, usually with the sidechain. So just be wary of that. You might want to render to audio if you're using the linear phase mode. Also, it's going to use way more processing power, probably. I don't know that. I'm just, you know, that's typically linear phase is like a more precise, a lot more math going on there in the plugin. Then the scale section here has a bunch of really cool features. So, and if you open the manual, I would say when you're looking stuff up in the manual, this is a really important section. They go over this in detail and they talk about like how to use these modes better. So the first thing I'll say is there's a times 0.1 mode, which is basically like in Fruity Overdrive, there's a times 100, and it makes it way, way, way like stronger drive. This times 0.1 makes the links way, way shorter. So that's the maximum value. I guess it turns this to 100 milliseconds instead of 1,000, right? So a nice way to get your little rhythm sounds going on or whatever you want to use that for, or just really like harsh, you know, harsher delays there. So then we have this mode, and this is a really cool mode. It's harmonic scale. And I'm just going to pop the manual open for 1 second to read exactly what it says here. Delay times are set in semitones, plus minus 24. Use this mode with high feedback to create musically pleasing harmonic resonances. In this mode, consider the delays to be loops, and the delay time controls the loop length, and so the pitch frequency of the band. So like all that is kind of jargony, and I can't really parse it really well, but I will say turn the feedback time up. And just play with that, and it's just phenomenal. But with low feedback time, you're gonna think that knob doesn't do too much. So if we change it to steep, we're getting almost like future rhythm instantaneously. So then we have a weighting mode, which basically what this does is it just favors, it gives more delay to higher frequencies. So I've kind of tuned this in here, and then once I turn the weighting knob on, as you can see, it's increasing the lengths of the delays. So like the feedback is kind of scaled to be higher for the higher frequencies up here, right? Really short, kind of like long and ringy then. So hopefully that explains this section relatively well. And you can use all these in tandem, except for this one. So this, you can either use these, and as you can see, this gets blacked out here, or you can use this. But once you turn one of these on, it's going to turn off your times 0.1, because this is like, this is only in reference to your scale knob, whereas these two are like separate enhancers to your scale knob. Hopefully that makes sense. I think it probably does. So then we have smoothing time, and smoothing time is one of those knobs that only does something if you're changing the lengths of your delays. So you can do that with the scale knob, you can do that with the morph knob. So these are all different lengths, and just know I've muted out the bottom couple delays because it just gets really muddy if I don't do that. So with smoothing time, by having this on, when I change my morph, it changes the length of the smoothing. So really short smoothing gives it almost like a fuzzy quality because it's not really smoothing too much. As I turn my smoothing time up, it gets it a little less metallic and more like warbly. So it just adds a bit more smoothing to it. Basically, this is like how long am I smoothing through these. And that's probably not like a really good sound, but you could definitely use the smoothing time to like clean up whatever you're doing with your delay. Then keep pitch is another thing where if you turn the keep pitch on and change the lengths of your delays, it just keeps them, it keeps them from like changing pitch, like you could hear, where it gets that weird warbliness. And so to illustrate how this last little couple sections on the right work, I've set up this like little wet sound and delay. And so one of the features that it has is you can send a high pass so that low band right there that can get really muddy gets cleaned up a little bit. As you can see, it's a pretty lightly sloped low pass. Compression mode is going to compress your different delays together. So if I really crank the gain on this, hopefully this doesn't make my ears bleed. It might though. Yeah, as you can see, it's compressing the signal together where I can saturate it if I want to do that. And I'm slamming it into there just to illustrate what these do. And then we have clipping mode, which is just even harsher. So I know that's not too subtle, but doing it on like a reasonably gained thing kind of doesn't, you know, these knobs don't seem to do to these sections. It's a little saturated. Yeah, so as you can see, it clips it, saturates it, which is just like harsher, almost like a soft clipper that gets harsher and harsher as you turn this up here. And so that, y'all, is Fruity Multiband Delay, the Speedrun. And so to finish this one out, I just wanted to give it a quick grade. I would say when I opened this one, the first time I used it, just changing the scale knob a little bit and like turning the feedback up, it sounds so good. This plugin would be tip of the S tier if it weren't for the little glitches and like patches that it needs to like work when you change this mode and how it like froze up one time. I'm sure they'll get that sorted out. I'm glad to have it working as much as it is. I'm going to say it's A tier or like bottom of the S tier right now. It might even be bottom of the S tier. It's really good, even with the little small glitches and nitpicks. Sorry, Ableton gang, this one's not for y'all, just for us. If there's any other plugins that you want to see me do a speed run on, put those in the comments. If you like this format or don't like this format, put that in the comments. Thank you for watching it, and I will see y'all in the next one.